because hey, you're gonna get it. Now, show is getting started on YouTube. Let's get started. That takes a lot of time. But anyway, welcome, you guys on YouTube and you guys on Clubhouse. Gabriel. I'm your host. I'm the boy, the marketing commandos. Welcome. Today's episode is going to be about the topic that I see a lot of people asking me, or at least wanting to know, but they don't ask it because, that's the kind of secret topic that we don't talk about a lot, but that's extremely valuable and extremely important to know. So without further ado, let's go right into the episode that I just prepared for you guys today. And today we're going to talk about how to have a ton of products like Amazon in as little as a month. Oh yeah, Gabriel is putting some big claims now. How is he going to sustain to that? Well, that's my problem. But no worries, I got you guys back. I'm going to make sure I deliver on that big claim. Now, for those who don't know me, quick introduction. My name is Gabriel. I'm the CEO and founder of Julia Media and Julia Productions, a video production company where we create dope content that you can see on Hollywood like quality content. That's what I'm talking about. And after that, Julia Media takes care of all the marketing things to make sure that your Hollywood quality video or your professional looking photo, we make sure that everybody in the world sees it. That's what I decided to pursue as a career. Now, let's get back to the subject of today's episode because that's the most important thing. Hey, how to have a ton of products like Amazon in as little as months. As you know, Amazon is king. Amazon is also named the everything store. I believe that's the right name. Thing is, how did they do that? Well, I'm going to share with you a method that they for sure didn't use, because if they use that, they will have even more products that they are having right now to sell. So make sure that you stick around and that you watch today's episode. But first, make sure that you subscribe now. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the show, put the notifications on to make sure you not miss any episodes. We do this every day, the Marketing Commandos, every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do every day the Marketing Commando shows, even the weekend. So make sure you stick to that. And if you have questions to ask, anything that you want to ask, marketing, online advertising, social media, go on the Clubhouse Club, Marketing Commandos, if you want to ask your questions, because I will answer those questions live for you. Let's get right into the first part of today's episode now. What is it, Gabriel? Well, here it is. Here is what every entrepreneur needs to know about building a product line. Every entrepreneur needs to know what I'm going to share with you guys, because I'm going to drop some bombs on you. So make sure you listen up. If you're on the podcast, watch up if you're on YouTube, but make sure you listen to what I'm going to tell you, because that's going to change the way you do business in a good way forever. Listen to the 3 points I got to share with you. Point number 1, hey, you don't need to create a product every time. You don't need to create a product every time. What do I mean by that? People often think when they are trying to grow their product line, oh, I gotta try to think about something. I'm going to invent something. I gotta do market research. I gotta make sure everything is perfect and ideal, and every little pixel of my cover, of my book cover, is perfect. Well, in some cases, at least some people are doing that, but you do not need to go that deep each time. In fact, you don't even need to create a product. I'm going to share with you a step-by-step process further along in today's show on how you can actually get a product that you didn't even create it and start selling it today. What? Yes, I got some huge secrets I want to share with you guys, but that's for the next part of the show. The thing is, keep in mind, and there are also other ways I'm going to share with you to make sure that you don't actually have to sit down, create something, and sell it. I'm going to share with you those ways further along the road. But the second thing I want to talk about with you guys is when you start creating products, start with the back end first. What is the back end? The back end is your highest ticket offers. So the things that you sell for the highest prices. And why should you start by that? Because it gives you a lot of profits, gives you a lot of money that can help you to allocate more capital quickly, faster, into creating like more front-end offers, cheaper offers, because those things oftentimes take more time to create and deliver. If you want to maximize the amount of results and the speed at which you're creating your products line, make sure that you start with your backend first. So start first by consolidating your backend, your highest margins products, the products that are the prices that have the biggest price tag. Focus on that first, and after that, from there, you build the rest of your product line. Last thing that I want to make sure that you guys know about how to build a product line is you should focus on, as I told you in the beginning, you do not need to create every time. And I've got something to add on that. Compilation over creation. Sometimes it's a great way to create products fast. What do I mean by that? Well, imagine that. And that's actually a way to create a great offering. Maybe not the product, a standalone product, but a value add. Let's say you go around on YouTube, you search a lot of information about a specific topic, and you spend hours and hours and hours finding the right information, finding the right person that's going to tell you what to do. Somebody that wants to see, because there are other people that are trying to do the same thing as you, searching hours on YouTube without finding the right video, the right tip, the right blog article, the right podcast episode that's going to make them click, find the information they want, find the thing they were looking at, because there's a lot of crap on the internet. Let's be honest, there's a lot of BS that you do not need to hear or see. And there is value into that because you put some time and effort into searching the right thing for them. So there is value into that. One of the ways you can create a product or actually add some value into your offer is, let's say you're selling a program on marketing, for example, like I do. And you go around and you search for the best YouTube videos that are ever have been created on YouTube. And you spend hours and hours and hours. And you find 5 great videos. The thing is, you spent like 10 to 12 hours. And that's where the value is. People will not have to search through the whole YouTube to find those videos. They will be like, okay, time is made. I got some time and I'm going to be able to, use it to make some money. So there is value into that. So find ways to do maybe compilations, things like that, podcast episode that you saw, articles episode that you saw, YouTube videos that you saw. Make compilations, maybe a swipe files. If you're still in marketing, what we often do is swipe files. We gather all the marketing pieces that we think are really valuable. Maybe you have a big swipe file of ads that you got, and hey, it's really valuable. And you can share that file with the audience because you see that there is a lot of value in there. That's a great way to add value because you gather all that information over time, so your audience doesn't have to do it as well. There is value into that. You have to be creative. You have to expand your mind into the possibilities. But those were the things that you need to know first before going into creating your product line. Now, before going to the next step of today's episode, I want to make sure that you guys do something. I want to make sure that you guys do one thing. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the show, click the bell. Right now, do it. We do this every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the reason I want you to click that bell, click that subscribe red beautiful button, is because I've got a lot of things. I'm not going to share them with you right now, guys, but I've got a lot of things coming that are pretty damn good. And I want to make sure that you guys take advantage of it. So if you want to benefit from the value drop I'm going to add in the near future, make sure that you subscribe on YouTube. And if you want to ask questions, because you may have questions about something that's currently happening in your marketing strategy, go into the Clubhouse room, the Marketing Commandos. That's the place to be whenever you want to ask questions live to me. Let's go into the next section of today's episode, though. Let's get after it. Questions. I got questions that I see a lot of people are asking into how to build their product line faster so they can have a lot of offerings and options to sell people. And that's something that you should definitely do, by the way. The more options you have, the more freedom you got, and the more you can help your customer with their specific needs. So that's extremely important to have a huge, wide, and deep product line. Number one question that I see a lot: what product should I make first? I talked about it before. The thing is, if you want to pick one product, one section of your product line to focus on first, I would advise you 110% to focus and start with the back end, which means the higher ticket offers that you got. Focus on them because they're going to help you to gather a ton of money really fast that you will be able to use to speed up the process of creating the rest of that product line. So focus on the back end first. Next question that I see a lot. Where's the share the screen button? There it is. Second question. I have a book. What can I do with it? And here I'm going to share with you a great tip that I got, a great, I would say, talent that I got, which is being able to use and take something and making sure I'm squeezing as much as possible the resources that I just got. So let's say you have a book, an ebook, a little guide. All those things apply to the same situation. What can you do with it in order to grow your product line? Well, something that I would do if I had a book, which is going to come very soon, but hey, let's say I'm in your situation. I got a book. What should I do? First, I'm going to make an audio version of that book, like going to sell for a premium. Second, I'm going to do is make a video course of that book as well. Same information, but in a different package that I'm going to sell for premium as well. So just with those two options alone, what do you got? Let's say you make a sales funnel. You sell your book. You add the little options. Hey, do you want to get the audio version as well? And they pay $27 more to get that. So first, hey, you just got a bigger cart value. That's what we call. So that's the end profit, at least the end amounts somebody paid at the end of the moment they spent through a sales funnel. So the cart value augmented. Great. Maybe you can throw an upsell and put that video. Hey, I know that you just got you just got the audio version, but hey, I'm throwing a bit of bonus. You can get today only one-time offer. You can get that video course version for half the price. And in there, we share some things some behind the scenes of the book that we don't show. Okay, great. That's a great upsell. So I can go further and further with that. I can even go into, hey, you can even promote like a webinar talking about the same subject, but in a different application. Because the thing is, always trying to repurpose the information that you just got into other ways to deliver the content. A book is a way to deliver the content, but don't stick to that platform, that way to deliver the content. There are other ways. Videos, seminars, as I told you guys, the audiobooks, all those ways that you can possibly deliver, they have a different perceived value. So make sure that you use all those ways to deliver that value, that information that you put it into that piece of content, that piece of work. Now, last question I see a lot. What if I don't have any ideas of products I can create? That happens a lot. You're like, hey, Gabriel, that's cool. Create some products. What can I create? Well, let me ask you something. Do you know what your customers want? Do you know what they want and what they want to get? Then you just have to be creative. You have to commit to make sure that you create a big product line. What are products anyway? They are just solutions to aspects of a specific problem, to a specific problem. Man, I don't know how to swim. Okay, there's a book on how to swim. Man, I really don't know how to swim and the book doesn't help me a lot. Okay, no problem. You want to have a video to show you exactly step by step how to do it. That's better. No, products are just different ways to solve problems. So think about the problems. If you're stuck on what product can I create, focus on the problem that you're solving by making a product. Focus on the problem you're solving first. And when you get that in mind enough, you will have an idea right away. Okay, those guys don't know how to do that. I can deliver it in that way. Simple as that. Don't overcomplicate the process. It's just about solving problems and repackaging that information of solving that problem into different pieces of work. That's as simple as that. Don't overcomplicate it, guys. Now, before we go into the next section, I've got something juicy for you at the end of the show, guys. I've got a step-by-step process on how you can create a product now. And let me tell you guys, what if I tell you that in 10 minutes from now, you will be able to have a product for free, by the way, that you don't have to pay anything for, that you will be able to sell on the internet right now, in less than 10 minutes from this time right now. So if you want to know what it is and what's my method on how you can do that at scale, make sure you stick around. And if you want to get some more information and more things, juicy things like that as well, make sure you subscribe to the show on YouTube. Click the bell because we do this Marketing Commando show every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to ask questions specifically on whatever it is related marketing, please join the Clubhouse Club Marketing Commandos, and I will answer your questions on the live show. That's pretty cool. Now, let's go into something even cooler. The next step of today's episode. 4 easy ways. 4 easy, quick and easy ways to build massive product line. 4 quick and easy ways. I'm going to share those ways with you right now, and it's going to be quick and easy as the tips I'm going to share with you guys. Number 1, recycle content with new hooks. So I kind of talked about that, recycling the content that you got, but you don't even have to change the product or the offer. You just have to change the angle you're approaching with your hook, with your headline, with the beginning of the story. Just change the angle of the hook you're throwing. I talked about that, I think, 2 episodes ago. You know, when you're fishing, you're throwing a lot of hooks with different baits. Hey, basically throw another hook with a different bait on it and see if it bites or not. But choose the principle behind that is the same. You're going to take the fish and you're going to cook it. But the thing is, you're taking a different bait and a different approach. Number 2, take and find out to find videos, podcast episodes, articles, and bottom them and offer it as a value add into your offers. I talked about that in the beginning. That's an easy way to do that. Let's say you find, like, you searched a long time ago on how to do a specific thing. Hey, you can definitely take all those videos that you liked a lot and that you know are really value packed. You can put them together and just say, hey, like, if you buy my course, I'm going to throw that as a bonus, the top 5 videos I found on YouTube on how to do that better. Simple way to add this. You don't have to create a product. Compilation of things also work. Number 3, interviews. And I see a lot of people doing that as a value add as well, setting interviews of people. Basically, those are a video course, but interviewing somebody else. So that what's maybe even cooler with that is that you don't even have to really come up with all the content, all delivering, all talking. You just have to come up with a few questions, knowing what you're going to be able to take out from the experts you are inviting in. But the thing is, you don't really have to invent anything. You're just asking the right questions, making sure that expert tells as much information as possible about their domain, the thing that they're good at, and you can sell that as well. That's also an incredible value add. And remember, I always say, reformat the information. So we can even take that from the last tip. Let's say I just made an interview. Okay, it works for books, it works for anything, seminars, anything. Let's say I just did an interview with a guy. I can transcribe it and make it as a book. Okay, I got 2 products now. So I got the video that I did. I can even only take the audio out of it, and that gives me another product. I got 3 products now I can add to my offer. Okay, what else can I do? Maybe I can do a seminar or a summit with that guy and sharing the same information, but in a different way, in a different package. Hey, that's another product. You see how you can repackage, reformat the information that you're having, and that basically creates other products extremely easily without having to come up with a new thing. See how you can do that? Make sure that you do that. That's going to save you a ton of time and help you create a big product line. And bonus tip, because I always like to get you some magic bonus tips for you guys. Bonus tip is the public domain. What is a public domain, Gabriel? Oh, that's juicy stuff. That's some juicy stuff. I'm going to share with you a step-by-step process just after that on how to use it. Basically, the public domain. What is a public domain? Public domain is the place where, or at least it's a kind of work that doesn't have copyrights around it. So it's free of use and free of sales. You can have Think and Grow Rich, that's in that. You have Dale Carnegie, the How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's also in that category. And that's why you maybe, when you go on Amazon and try to get Think and Grow Rich, you see 110 different versions of it, because it's a free, like, you can sell that book. Today, you can take, okay, I'm going to sell Think and Grow Rich, and I'm going to deliver the information, and I'm going to sell it. And you can 100% do that. That's legal, because Nobody owns the rights. It belongs, I was searching for the words, it belongs to the public domain. So everybody can use it. And there is an interesting tactic on how you can do great value add with that strategy. And that's what I'm going to share with you guys right after it. So if you're interested in knowing how to do that, make sure you stick around and you subscribe to the show, Marketing Commandos. We do this every single day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to ask questions related to marketing or sales, even sales, you can join the clubhouse room, Marketing Commandos. We do that right now as well. Yeah, maybe I can show you guys on YouTube, do the focus thing, but hey, I get the phone basically, and you guys can go and ask your questions during this live episode, even if you're watching YouTube at the same time. That's pretty cool, right? Now let's get into what I promised to you guys. My step-by-step process, proven method on how you guys can have a product, even if you don't have a big circle in your product line right now. Even if you got that, I'm going to share with you guys a way that you can right now get a new product to sell and develop a product line from it. Listen to this, watch this. It's going to be the best tip you ever heard. And the tip is, here's a perfect solution. If you want to grow your product line today, even if you are starting from scratch. So here is my solution for you guys to do this. Number one, I gotta explain what the public domain is. We're going to use the public domain. So the public domain consists of all the creative work to which not exclusive intellectual property rights applies. It includes work published before 1923. And you can use it however you want. And that's 100% legal. I'm not like playing around with some rules and things that you can risk. It's like risk-free. Everybody can do it, and it's extremely easy. Now, how can you use those things that are in the public domain? First, what is the kind of work that you can do? There are books. That's oftentimes the one we go for, but there are also photos, videos. What else is there? Like films, articles, all those things like that, newspapers, those kind of works. You can take them, reuse them, you can sell them as is, but I'm going to show you a way for you to sell even more than that. But let me tell you the process first. Number one, go to that link, Gutenberg.org. You go into Gutenberg.org, and that's basically a whole data center of all the previous work that has already been done, and that belongs to the public domain. So you go in there, and what do you do after that? Well, you type your niche or your product. So you type keywords or things that are related to you. Maybe if you're into boxing, something like that, you look at boxing, you look at working out, some kind of things like that. You look at this. And there, what you can do is you're going to find a book, you're going to find a resource, an article, whatever you choose to pick, an image even if you want, that you want to sell. Okay, you're like, hey, there's a potential into that. What you can basically do, you take the book, you take the offer, the work, the piece of work that you just get, and you change it and make it your own. And that's the thing, because if you are, remember, I always talk about the fact that you should sell in offers, not in products, because if you are selling products to products, you are selling a commodity. For example, you can choose, like, for example, to take Think and Grow Rich and sell it for yourself. The thing is, there are 1,010 people that are also doing the same thing. So you're going to have a lot of competition if you're trying to sell Think and Grow Rich to another Think and Grow Rich book. So you need to have an extreme big value add compared to the other one. If not, you're going to compete on price, and that's what we talked about yesterday. We don't want that. So you have to change, make it your own a bit. For example, you can apply it in your niche. Let's still get the Think and Grow Rich example. You can make Think and Grow Rich for real estate guys, real estate agents, Think and Grow Rich for chiropractors, for example. You can do those things, and that's 100% free and risk-free. You guys can definitely do it, by the way. Nobody's going to come after you, because it belongs to the public domain, which means to everybody. Now, next thing is start selling it. Start selling it and make sure that you build tremendous offers, things that you can add on together. As I told you guys, use the tips that I talked about in today's episode. When you repurpose content, when you add, you compile other things, and you're going to be good to go and have a real offer done in 15 minutes. let's stick with the thinking garage example. Let's say you do thinking garage. You take the book and you make it an audio book. You take the audio and you're basically just reading the freaking book. You take the book, you make it in an audio book. You take the audio versions, or at least you're doing a video and you basically just take the audio. So now you add audio, video, and the book that you are selling. Okay, pretty cool. What else can you do? Well, maybe because you like thinking growth, you search a lot of time for some videos that Napoleon Hill did on that book, on some great value add things that it did wrote in the book, maybe interviews that it did on radio. You can build on that as well with it. What else can you do? Maybe you can then add a free registration, like a free ticket for an event that you do on Thinking Growth, and how you can apply that to your daily life, to your whatever it is. Depends on the angle you choose to take. But the thing is, as you can see, with one product, we got a full offer done, and even other steps, upsells in the next, like, you know, in your product line. So that's pretty cool. So make sure you stay creative with those things and try to see, hey, always try to see what's the next problem they will have. What's the next problem they will have? Make sure that they stay accountable to that. Now, if you guys liked that step-by-step process, easy step-by-step process, by the way, make sure you subscribe to the show on YouTube and that you go into the Clubhouse if you have any questions. I'm going to go over the end of today's show. I'm really sorry for you guys. So if you have questions, make sure you migrate to the Clubhouse room if you have any questions and you want to ask them before the end of the show, because we are going to make a summary, and after that, we're done for the day, preparing the next show for tomorrow. Let's go into the last section of today's episode, which are the final thoughts. Final thoughts number one: the more products, the more valuable you become, because you have a lot of options to sell and to help your customers. A product is just a way, something physical, or it doesn't even have to be physical, but it's something that helps you to solve a problem for your customer, a specific problem. The more products you will have, the more options you will have to solve your customer's problem, and at different price points. So even if they don't want you to do it for them, maybe they can do it by themselves, and that's going to be a product. Or maybe they want to be like you help them a little bit, but you don't do it for them. No, and you can have that option as well. You can have them, but the bigger your product line is, the more options you got, and the more you can have them. By the way, just a quick like little value add. My value add: a product doesn't even have to cost money. This thing I'm doing right now is a product for you guys, a free product, but I'm helping you guys. I'm solving a problem. Next thing that we can take away from today's episode: you don't have to create the product to sell it. As I show you in my step-by-step process, you don't even have to own the product to sell, to be able to sell it. In some cases, what you simply can do is you find somebody, or at least something that was creating in the public domain, you resell it for yourself, and you're good to go. Or you can reinvent, change the hooks of different offers that you already created and add a different angle to that. That's also a way to do it. Or you can do compilations. Let's say you found great videos, great tips on how to work out, and that really helps you out greatly into your journey to lose weight. Now you want to help people to do things the exact same way that you did, and you know they're going to be searching for those tips for a long time on social media, a long time on YouTube, on Google. Hey, you can save them a lot of time and effort by giving them that thing that you just compiled. So that's really interesting. Last thing that we can take from today's episode, number 3: start with the back end first. The best way to build your product line is to start with the back end first, because it helps you to have a lot of capital to allocate to product creation next. Because if you try with a book, books takes a lot of time to create. That's one, I would say, by far one of the hardest ways to start creating a product line, but they're really important. They give a lot of benefit. The thing is, they take a lot of effort to create. So maybe one of the ways that you want to do that is to make sure that you build the back end first, so you have a solid business foundation, and after that you build all the little things that comes up step by step to the back end. That's the best way to do it. Now guys, we are coming sadly to the end of today's show, but if you don't want this to end, make sure that you subscribe to the show on YouTube, and if you're on Clubhouse, ping somebody in the room and save the date, because guys, every day at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time we go live and we talk about how you can improve your marketing strategy, all the things that nobody wants to share with you because they want to keep that information for themselves. But I'm free, and I want to help you guys. Basically, I want you guys to help your customers, because that's the best way I can make sure that I help as many people as possible, is to help other people that have the same mission as me to promote their message. I'm going to drink a bit because, hey, talking a lot makes me thirsty. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's way better. Now, guys, we're coming on the end of today's episode. Stay tuned, because I got a lot of exciting things coming really soon. Make sure you stay connected to the show. You subscribe, you ping everybody everywhere on social media, you invite people to the room. Make sure you do all those things and share the stream with somebody that wants to take his business to the next level. And I see you guys come